All right, everyone, it's time for a mid-July garden update. Of course, this sunflower, not as big as the others. The Swiss chard here, by the way, some of it has basically fully recovered from the wilt that got into it. I don't know how that was accomplished. I'm assuming it was the azomite buffing up their immune systems, but look at the size of the collards. They're even larger now. Now even the smaller leaves are larger than my hand. The other day there was actually a baby rabbit living, I guess, or eating in the collards, and it ran when I watered them. I had to relocate it outside of the fence. I think it got caught in here. I think I left it open, and then unfortunately it kind of got caught in here later. You can see all the peppers. They're doing fairly well considering they were just transplanted. I planted these with a bunch of azomite. Apparently that is really helpful. I've seen several people recommend it. We're going to get, mustard seeds soon. These are starting to curl in, so those will be fine. The cabbages, that is. I'm going to try not to blind the camera here and go down row by row in this direction. Lots and lots of turnips. I already had a couple of those. They were roughly softball size. You can see in there, those are nothing to fuck with as far as size goes. The Cubanelle peppers here, I think, are doing better than most of the others. We may or may not get any jalapenos or green bell peppers. The red ones, again, over there are doing fine. Rhubarb, still massive. There's probably, a pound of root material there. You can make soups out of it and everything else. And lots of zucchini flowers. And this one, actually, the transplanted one, I'm glad that I transplanted it, because look at that. It is producing. It's got several zucchinis on it. And this one next to it has, I think, 3. So there's going to be lots of those. These cucumbers are doing well. They're, most of the way up to the second rung. Everything got watered earlier, so it may look a little bit dry, but it's actually nice and moist underneath. And you got to see this. Look at all the Roma tomatoes in there. It's just a massive, massive number. You get 5 or 6 cans of sauce made out of that, and there are massive-ass tomatoes here. Look at the size of these. Almost as big as baseballs. Those are perfect. These ones are perfect. I think these are the Black Prince. And then the cherry, both the Husky and the 400s, those are both doing well. Those will start to mature first, basically. As far as the corn and beans goes, yeah, they're almost shoulder high. The taller ones are. And the rest of them are about waist or midriff height. These haven't quite put out fruit yet, but they are flowering. These are the spaghetti squash. If each one only produces 2 of them, that'll be fine. Because, how much can you actually eat? And then whatever you don't eat, you compost. So it's all good. You just pop it back into the soil, basically. The onions, you can see a couple missing there and one over there. These are growing well. Haven't checked underneath to see what they're doing, but it'll be great. These are the Nicotian and corn poppies. There are a lot of both. I'm glad, because some of the corn poppies have already blossomed. Most of them seem to be pink, which is fine. I'm just renewing the seed. Like after half a decade, you got to plant them in the ground. You can't let them go forever or they'll stop being viable. And I didn't want the lineage there that I was raising to die. And then all the perennials and stuff. The sedum's getting ready. It'll be blossoming in another 10 days or so. Hostas are starting to put out little flowers, as you can see. So yeah, everything's still great. Lots and lots of chamomile. That'll be going in the dehydrator tomorrow. Actually, possibly even tonight. The chives are enormous back there. I can't even fathom their growth rate. They really like the spaghetti garden. The one thing so far this year that's gotten screwed, other than the beets, was the carrots. The voles got in and ate a few of them down, so we had to harvest the rest mostly, except for a few that are there, sort of as a peace offering. It's like basically target these and leave the turnips alone. Harvested them, had a nice meal with some nice medium rare steak and some turnips. That's what I put those in. And it was fantastic, actually. And the concept is that this area can now be an herb garden, possibly for perennials. This will be like an annual herb garden. There's going to be more than enough room back here. The garden will be expanded. I'm not going to talk about exactly the plans until autumn, but it will be significantly bigger, significantly better. Everything will be bordered and happy. And then there will be also a container garden, so the amount of room for gardening will almost double. in a single year. Thanks to people's generous donations, it's possible to do that, basically, because that's above and beyond the taxable total. It's several hundred a month. Save up, you know, $600-700 and get a new fence, plenty of mulch. That's free. The fertility is cheap. I would love to have a bigger garden and a nice hoop house, you know, something you can start planting in April, make your seedlings, transplant them, you know, 6 weeks later. If you can do that, oh man, it would smell so good, it would taste so good. It'd be so much easier than buying any herbs really in the store or anything. So yeah, next year it's going to be exciting. That is almost certain. And you can see, even with this setup, which is still not complete, things have grown really, really well. I really like the morning glories here too. You look at how much they've grown since the last update. They're almost as tall as me here. You know, they're getting up towards shoulder height. Another week will do it, and they'll start putting out their buds. That's about all. Peace out.